Greetings and welcome, friends. We were talking about like linear functions, and we learned some new terminology regarding discrete and continuous. And a discrete function is a function that you could not draw the graph of, Amity, in a single swoop of your writing utensil. Right, Cameron? You would have to, like, for instance, in 27, maybe I've given away my answer already. This one is discrete. All right, because I can't like put my writing utensil down and then draw this whole graph, right? I'd have to like put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, and put it down in order to draw. There are, you could say your explanation is there are jumps, right, in the graph. Right, you could say that there's a finite list of points in the domain. So the finite domain. Levels, not necessarily. It could, if these points were here and here, it still would be discrete. So I guess like the horizontal jumps is what would matter more for a discrete domain. But it's discrete. It's got like a handful of points rather than infinitely many points. Is the idea. All right, check this out. Here are some real-world situations that we then would have to decide, is this discrete or continuous? So so here's the number of bags, and then the output is how many marbles I have, as I'm apparently, like, equipping bags of marbles. And so if I have 2 bags, I have 20 marbles. If I have 4 bags, I have 40 marbles. If I have 6 bags, I have 60 marbles. How many bags per marble does it appear to be? 10 bags per, or 10 marbles per bag. Could I ever have like 11.5 marbles? No, nah, I can't. Like, you count marbles as whole objects. Well, I would argue if it was a broken marble, you could maybe get half a marble. But if it was a marble that was half the size of another marble, I would still count that as a whole marble. Like, I count small people and large people as, they're all people. I don't consider someone who's short to be less of a person than a tall person, you know? Like, and the same thing with marbles. Man, seriously. It just makes sense, guys. Right? It just makes sense. People are people. And marbles are marbles. So this would be a discrete function. Discrete. Because I wouldn't have a continuous amount of marbles that would include infinitely many possibilities, right? They would be countable. Maybe I'll write countable here. That's a good word. Like so. And over here, if I have a time happening and then a distance over that time, unless you can teleport, chances are at one point you're 150.5 miles and 150.72 miles and 150.9 miles before you get to 150 miles. So this would be a continuous function because you are able to have decimal or fractional amount of miles. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, distance doesn't have to be counted in a whole unit. Yeah. Yeah, so I would agree. It's absolutely, I'm interpreting this based off of the variable measurement for the y. Yep. Okay, here's question 38. I think Toto, the dog. I was saying Toto like as in all in Spanish. Toto de los personas should be writing this down. I don't think that many of us got this one right. So let's take a look at it. It says, question, does this situation represent a linear function? All right, so I've got y equals 30 plus 5x. Does that look like a linear equation? You can shut down your Chromebook too. Does that look like a linear equation? Yeah, because it can be written in the form y equals mx plus b. So yes, it is of the form Man, come on. Form y equals mx plus b. All right. Then it says find the domain of the function. Is the domain discrete or continuous? So now, what does y equal? Y is the cost in dollars of having your dog groomed by buying X extra services. And here's some extra services. Seems like it's $30 if you don't get your paw treatment, teeth brushing, nail polish, de-shedding, ear treatment. But I would argue that they probably wouldn't, like, you couldn't ask them, like, could you just brush, like, one of their tooth? Like, or two tooths? Or two teeths? Right? Threeths? Could you brush just threeths of their teeths? And, like, they'd be like, no, listen, we're just going to charge you $5 for brushing your dog's teeth. Yeah, like, we're not going to do half. Or if, like, you were like, I just want, like, their left front paw to have nail polish on it because I'm dressing my dog up as Michael Jackson for Halloween, and I just want to have, like, one of its paws with, like, nail polish for some reason. No, I'm just saying, like, that if I was a customer, they'd probably be like, no, listen, it's great that your dog is a Michael Jackson fan, but we're going to charge you just for a full nail polish service. It's $5. They are not going to let me have half amount or quarter amount or eighth amount of services. Yeah, they don't do that. So they're going to charge me $5. And as a result, Amity, I'm guessing the domain is going to be discrete. It's going to be a set of numbers. You could have 0 extra services, right? Because that's our domain, our input. You could have 1 extra service, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I question whether or not there's more. They don't list anymore, but I'm gonna assume not. I'm assuming, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they. I can't think of any other. What do you guys think? This? Yeah, it's terrible writing is what it is. That's the word form, of the form. But you could pretend I wrote farm, because we're, like, sending the dog to the farm. And, yeah. So this is discrete, because notice I can write my domain as just a finite list of numbers. And then they asked us to graph the function. So let's make a little table here. It's going to be so much better, by the way, in the future. Don't you worry, when we won't have to graph using tables anymore. So I've got my input X and my output Y being the cost. X is the number of services. And we'll plug in some of these. We'll plug in that far. And the equation was Y equals 30 plus 5X. So Cameron, 30 was the flat rate amount for your dog being groomed, and then $5 per extra service. So let's figure this out. Let's figure it out. So 30 plus 5 times 0. 5 times 0 is 0. And that's just like 30. So I'll tell you what, let's even p-lot this. 0, 30 is right here. Remember, this is our x-axis. This is our y-axis. I've conveniently pre-sized our graph for us. But at some point, you guys should be able to do that on your own. 30 plus 5 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 30 is 35. 30 plus 5 times 2 is gonna be 40. Right, so there's some more points. This does look linear. We already decided it, so it's going to be following a pattern. It looks like it's going up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1. Notice my 5 is 1 grid unit on the y-axis, so you had to pay attention to your scale here in order to get that correct. So it looks like I could predict what it'll be at 3 by going up 5 over 1. This point appears to be at 3, 45, and I expect that that is what it would be. It looks like for every 1 that I go over, I'm going up 5, up 5, up 5. So I'm guessing up 5 over 1. For 4 services, it'll be $50, and for 5 services, it will be $55. And then if they do come up with additional services, I would expect that it'd be $60 for like, I don't know, for them to like give you a cool like hat for your dog and like I don't know, put it on your dog's head or something. Maybe. I don't know. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, internet friends. Take good care of your dogs. Bye-bye.